Hey everybody, and a warm welcome to a new story. Today's Reddit story is called EPs Try to Pimp Me Out to an Ek and Try to Ruin My Life When I Don't Let Them. From the Reddit entitled Parents subreddit. I hope you like it and will enjoy the time. If you like my content and this kind of videos, please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. As always, this story is told from the original writer *s point of view. The link is down below in the description. Enjoy it. This all happened around 10 years ago and takes place over the course of the absolute worst months of my life. I had just turned 18 at the time, and thanks to my mom's gambling addiction, we lost the house that I had lived in my entire life. Almost right after we lost the house, a family friend offered to let us stay at her house with her family, since her and her husband had a few extra rooms. We moved into their very large house, and at first things were great. The family consisted of the EPs and their ek, who was the same age as me. All of them were understanding and nice at first, offering to let me and my mom stay for as long as it would take for us to get back on our feet. Even got me my first job working as a volunteer at a bingo hall. It was all under the table kind of money, but I didn't care since it was money in my pocket that my mom couldn't or wouldn't provide me. EPs had been family friends for a very long time, and are absolutely enamored with the idea of me and ek getting together, and have been ever since we were little. They constantly made comments like, "Look at the beautiful couple, you two look so great together," or "We'll give you lovebirds some privacy," whenever we were in the same place together. Despite me stating several times that I didn't like him in that way, they were determined to try to get us to work, like some kind of arranged marriage. I think that really fed into EK's ego, because about a month into my stay there is when the first incident happened. We were walking down the hall when he smacks my butt from out of nowhere. I really freaked out and went off on him, yelling, cursing, and giving him a few shoves. Our parents came upstairs to see what all the yelling was about, and we end up getting separated. I tell my mom what happened, and she responds by telling me it wasn't a big deal and to not rock the boat while we were living there. Ek eventually gives some half-assed apology to me at dinner, and his dad made some joke about how he's relieved that he's finally taking an interest in girls, since they were starting to think he was gay. Things proceeded to escalate from there. Any chance ek got, he would make lewd comments or find some way to grope me. Every time I went to his parents, it was always hand-waved away as "boys will be boys," or "he probably didn't mean it that way," that he was a really sweet guy deep down and I should get to know him better. On one occasion Ed told me that I should be flattered. My mom was content to not do anything, enjoying the freeloading that got to feed her addiction too much, and telling me to stop playing hard to get. One day ek puts a hand down my shirt as I'm sitting on the couch, and I started yelling at him about how I'm sick of him doing stuff like this and to never do it again, but he gave me the most terrifying glare and told me, "Shut up. You live in my house." After that I was so terrified of being alone with him that I would stay after school for as long as I could until Elle was asked to leave, and if I ever had to go back to the house for any reason, I would just hide in my room with the door locked and wouldn't come out until I knew other people were around, since I didn't know if one day he was just going to force himself on me. Fast forward a few months and I'm told, not asked, that I'm going with ek as his date to his senior prom, which is in a week. EPs are super excited and tell me that we'll have the whole house to ourselves that night after we come back from the dance. I very quickly shut that down and tell them that I'm not going because of how ek treats me, and EPs spend the rest of the day doing everything they can to compel me. First they try telling me money isn't an issue, how they'll pay for my dress and ticket. When that doesn't work they try to guilt trip me, telling me how they ask me for so little, and how this is the least I can do, and how much ek would love it. Finally, my mom eventually hears about it after she comes home from the casino, and she's pissed. She tells me how I need to go, how it's such a big opportunity for the both of us, and how I need to tell the EPs that I changed my mind. I refuse, and the day after EK's prom is over, EPs sit me and my mom down for a talk. They start implementing new rules, about how they now expect us to pitch in for all the amenities, how we're expected to buy our own food, and how they're going to start charging us for rent. Before all this, they were very adamant about us not paying for anything, wanting us to save money to get back on our feet. Even without my mom spending half or all of her checks at the casino, there was no way for us to afford what they were asking, and they subsequently gave us a month to find our own place and move out. We ended up moving out to live in a sketchy neighborhood with some guy my mom was dating, whom she'd met at the casino. My mom blames me for the entire thing, saying I blew a golden opportunity for both of us, how I basically threw away a great future that was all laid out for me because I wouldn't dance and put out. That cut me pretty deeply, and I still get angry thinking about it to this day. Few months later I graduated, but my mom didn't show up to the ceremony. I come back to the house and all my stuff is sitting on the curb next to the trash, and had been thoroughly picked through. I found out my key doesn't work anymore, and nobody is picking up their phone. End up waiting till about 3 in the morning for them to come back from the casino, and my mom tells me in so many words that I'm my own now. Nothing I say changes her mind, and I eventually pack what little of my stuff is left into my car. I spent the next month or two couch surfing or sleeping in my car, while trying to pick up as many days as I could at work. Eventually I managed to save up enough to move into my first apartment with a roommate. I haven't spoken to my mom or the EPs since then, but recently my mom left me a voicemail asking if we could talk, since she didn't like the way we left things. Since then, she's been blowing up my phone every day. I don't plan on ever taking her call. Thank you to anyone who've read this far into my ranting and venting. I didn't intend for it to be this long. Update: I'm going to sound cliché as all hell, but I'm honestly overwhelmed by the amount of support I've received from you all. I would like to thank each and every one of you who left a comment, sent me a message, or offered advice as encouragement. I wish I could do something to repay you all, but for now I would just like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you like the story and the content, please leave a like, subscribe and share this video. Also have a look into my playlist for more entertaining stories. What do you think about this Reddit story? Thank you and have a nice day.